According to Steger, the term globalism is widely used but sometimes employed in an ambiguous manner to denote both specific systems of ideas and values associated to different globalization processes, as well as broader trends towards globalization. It is important to distinguish between globalization and globalism, which are two different sets of social processes that extend and deepen social ties around the world. The new market ideology is a prime illustration of why it's critical to define a question before jumping into conclusions. In order to advance their private interests as public goods, neoliberals have used ideology to dominate the thorny intersection where trade, politics, and social norms compete for dominance. This paper examines how this phenomenon has played out. Steger's fair analysis of the historical process brings some much-needed clarity to a subject that is extremely muddled since it has so many faces and so many actors vying for control. The discussion of Western European discourse surrounding the politics of ideology is the first section of globalism. Neoliberal globalism's defining characteristics include the primacy of economic growth, the necessity of free trade to boost growth, the unfettered free market, individual choice, the elimination of government control, and the adoption of an evolutionary model of social development. Neoliberal globalists, according to Steger, are market fundamentalists. He only repackaged classical liberalism for modern situations and new technologies. Steger contends that neoliberal interests have orchestrated and directed the discussion of globalism to the extent that is no longer an analysis of options, but rather a determined campaign for private interests carried out through the co-option of local elites, political coercion, and market power. On the other hand, Steger defines globalization as our historically growing and integrating patterns of interaction, which encompass both commercial and political exchanges. In contrast to the Marxist perspective, Steger contests the casual primacy of economic materialism. Instead, he contends that the outcome of our social trajectory ideas, as much as it is the product of material forces. Steger goes on to describe tactics neoliberals have utilized mainly via the media and academics to refine globalization as globalism.